Think about this. Like, how do great leaders lead? Is leadership factory installed for most people? I don't think so. And every study I've read about leadership is not factory installed in most of us. I believe maybe there's a small handful of people in humanity where leadership could be factory installed. For the rest of us, it has to be developed like a muscle, right? So let's talk about leadership and what is leadership and what is not leadership and how great leaders actually lead, think, process, and get things done. So first, I want you to understand that there's positional leadership and then there's moral leadership, right? And you could really just take leadership away and just call it positional authority, right? That's what a leader is. They have authority over a business and a group of people that they lead towards an action, right? So there's positional authority and then there's moral authority. And we'll break that down in a second. Now, positional authority means this, right? It's a leader who's got a title, right? Positional leadership, positional authority, you've got a title, or someone's made you the leader to lead that group of people. And so that group of people are going to do what you say because, well, you've got the title and that's the chain of command. But do they like you? Do they respect you? Do they feel that you make sound decisions? Do they feel that you are the type of person when you make a mistake, you're able to own up to it and take responsibility and make it right? Or are you the type of leader that says, well, it's not my fault, and you blame it on something else? Most people who are in a position of kind of positional authority, they are the type of leaders that have a high turnover in their organization. You can call the organization whatever you want, a sports team, a business, right? Now, obviously, we're talking about great leadership and how great leadership actually leads in terms of through the lens of entrepreneurship, business, making more money. But make no mistake about it, you can lead your family, you can lead a sports team, you could lead in battle in the military, you could lead, obviously, as an entrepreneur or in a business, right? You could lead a church. You could lead a charity. Like if you run a charity and you're like, man, I want this charity to make more money so we can help more kids or save more animals or whatever it is that your charity does. Again, leadership is the problem. Leadership is the solution. And most people think that positional leadership, positional authority, is the highest level of authority. And it's not. That's actually the lowest level of authority. Hey guys, quick interruption to the Bedros Keuilian Show. I want to remind you about the Keuilian Wellness Shot. I created the Keuilian Wellness Shot because I wanted a product that was going to help you boost your immune system and fight off inflammation in your gut, in your joints, in your body so that you are healthy, you don't get sick, and you live an awesome life. Keuilian Wellness Shots have these 9 ingredients that are going to absolutely help fight off inflammation and boost your immune system. Vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, ginger, turmeric, echinacea, B12, cayenne pepper, and black pepper. And every single packet is checked for heavy metals because our ingredients are top quality and we use nothing but top quality because we cut no corners. So you can use my name, Bedros, at Keuilian.com and get 50% off your Keuilian Tribe subscription. You not only get 50% off your first order, you also get free shipping. You get a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee so that if you don't like the product for some reason, which we have yet to meet anyone who don't like the product, we will give you your money back, no questions asked, and we will shake hands and part ways as friends. And of course, $1 of every order goes to Shriners Children's Hospital, which is a hospital system that I've been helping and supporting for over 12 years. They provide medical procedures, medical services, surgeries to children whose families can't afford these procedures. So go to Keuilian.com, use code word Bedros, join the Keuilian Tribe. You get 50% off your first order and then 20% off your recurring monthly orders after that. Back to the show. Moral authority is the highest level of leadership, right? Moral authority, meaning being loved, liked, trusted, where they feel like if you were to make a mistake, you would own up. And so we're going to talk about that now that we're able to kind of break down leadership as authority and then say, okay, there's positional authority and there's moral authority. And we know moral authority is the higher level of leadership that we want to evolve into. So what are the 4 levels of leadership? Well, let's start at self. Number 1, leadership of self. Because look, if you think that you're just going to go out there and lead people in a company, in your company or in an organization, but you are unable to lead yourself to your own desired outcomes, it's called hypocrisy. And there's no faster way to be seen as a hypocrite and an imposter than by trying to lead others without having the ability to lead yourself. And so leadership of self is that first level of leadership. It's that first position. And so what do you do about it? Well, think about this. If you are looking to lose weight, if you're looking to be a better husband or wife, if you're looking to be a better father, if you're looking to speak and orate better, if you want to be a better decision maker, you want to be a better visionary, you want to have more emotional discipline, you want to have more mental toughness, and you've maybe told others that, or it's obvious that you're trying to build those skills and traits, are you actually leading yourself to that outcome? Or are you the person that says, I want to be a better father, I want to be a better husband, a better mom, a better wife, a better business partner, but then you continue to not be it, right? What if you want to lose weight and get fit? And each year you tell people that I'm on a mission to eat right and work out, but then you sabotage yourself and you still stay fat and floppy and you never reach your goals. Well, you're seen as a hypocrite, because if you're in a position of leadership, they're saying, wow, you can't even lead yourself to the most important things that you want out of life. How can you lead this company? How can you lead us? How can you lead this department towards the desired outcome? You can't. Therefore, you're seen as a hypocrite and an imposter. So the very first level of leadership is leadership of self. And if you can't master leadership of self, you do not deserve to move on to leadership of a team, which is the next level. Level 2 of leadership positions is leadership of a team. And if you're listening to this and you're like, dude, this explains why I'm not a good team leader. This explains why my people don't take me serious. This explains why we have a high turnover rate in my company or my department. This explains why we continue to make a little progress and then we slide back to where we were again. What I'm sharing with you is going to give you a lot of aha moments, right? Because if you are unable to lead yourself, you're never going to be seen as a competent and capable leader of others. So if the next level of leadership, level 2, is leadership of a team, how are you leading those teams? Are you leading them in a way where they see you as a servant, as a mentor, as a coach? Or are you leading them by telling them what to do, but never telling them why you need to do it? What I found from my own experience, when I would tell them what to do, but didn't tell my team why they needed to do it, I would have more resistance. So now I've told them why I want 2 different marketing departments, right? Not only did I tell them what to do, but why I want it done. They have a better understanding what the outcome is, and therefore they can produce the desired outcome more effectively, more efficiently, and without resentment, and instead with enthusiasm. Level 3 of leadership is leadership of leaders. You're like, wait, what do you mean? Well, in the beginning, when you're building your business, or maybe you have your family, right? You have your wife and let's say 3 kids, and they're all children. Well, that's cool. You're leading your family. Let's say your kids get older, they're adults now. Wouldn't you say that if you led them well, they became leaders? And wouldn't you say that even when they become adults, you still have a responsibility as a mom or a dad to continue to lead and educate and mentor your kids? So now you're leading leaders, right? And so when you are leading leaders, it's a very different way of leading, because what you're doing is you're giving them anonymity. You're giving them the ability to, or autonomy, I should say, ability to start making decisions on their own, making bigger decisions on their own, problem solving on their own. When you are working with leaders, you are expecting your leaders to lead the teams, right? The rank and file employees. And it is your leaders who are going to lead your rank and file employees. So you find yourself in a position where your job is now, if you're leading leaders, your job is really mentorship, coaching, and education, isn't it? You're not really leading your company anymore. Your leaders are leading your company because they're leading your team members, your employees. And so if you can get to that 4th level where you've developed enough leaders who are now developing leaders themselves, like, man, that's a very powerful place to be, because you have now created leaders who feel empowered to create other leaders, which means your companies can continue to grow knowing that you've got leaders ascending up to seats and different departments. And why else is that important? Well, what happens if you end up creating another company and another company and another company? If you've got leaders creating leaders, you can take some of those leaders into your second and third and fourth companies and plug them in. So if you are not developing leaders or future leaders because you think there's no position available for them now in your companies, you're doing yourself a disservice, because you don't know if someone gets hit by a bus, if someone takes on a crack or cocaine habit and you have to part ways with them, or if they start upper limiting like my leader did for Keuilian supplements, and therefore after you try and correct them and course correct them, you have to part ways with him. So it is always good to have a surplus of trained and capable leaders on the wings doing other stuff, but ready to step into an opportunity when presented. And so I really want to stress to you how important leadership is. And guys, we see it now in our country, don't we? In the United States, if you look at two leaders in about the same timeline of history from the same party in the same country, Joe Biden in the Democratic Party, Barack Obama as a leader in the Democratic Party, Barack Obama had more respect from both the left and right, from the citizens, from the military. He was liked and trusted more than Joe Biden, who was seen as senile and corrupt and incapable. You and I are the leaders of this country. We are the ultimate decision makers in who goes into office. So while a poor decision was made in choosing Biden, I will say that assuming this upcoming November election is not rigged, is not corrupt, and is legit, that it is our job to choose Donald Trump as the leader of this country, to lead this country like a business into greatness, into getting respect, into taking care of this $34 trillion debt that we are in as a nation, into being once again a superpower. Now, I get it. Trump may not be the most ideal leader, but of the two that we have right now in front of us, and both have been in office now, Trump has been in office. And remember, during his time, we literally had no additional wars that we were funding, that we were getting ourselves involved in, and there was no balloon from China flying over the United States, a spy balloon. And it would have never happened during Trump's tenure, because China or any enemy country would know immediately that Trump would take very decisive and violent action against them. And so sometimes a leader must also be feared and respected. And in a time of a country like ours, where we are slowly losing, faster than ever, losing our constitutional rights, freedoms, and sovereignty, and seen as weak, like our leader, because our leader literally determines how we are seen, right? And let's face it, you've got Joe Biden licking ice cream, slobbering all over himself, sniffing the hair of young little girls in the creepiest way possible, slurring his speech, incoherent and unable to understand where he's at in any press conference or live meet and greet. Like, he does not represent you and me as citizens of the United States well. And so this is our time to choose a better leader. But understand that leadership is the lid. Leadership determines the growth of a business, of a family, of an organization, or the degeneration of a business, family, or organization, or country in this case, right? And so that is how great leaders lead. And those are the 4 levels of leadership. Leadership of self, number 1. Leadership of a team, number 2. Leadership of other leaders, your leaders, number 3. And of course, the empowerment of leaders, so those leaders can develop other leaders. And that's where you have exponential growth in a country, in a family, in a business like ours.